This is the ProForm Tour de France CBC from Costco, and no, we are not going to compare it against the Peloton Bike Plus just yet, but the ProForm Tour de France CBC from Costco does have digital magnetic resistance that automatically adjusts, a feature that is very similar to what the Peloton Bike Plus has. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is hooking up the iFit class on the iPad, activating this, and then giving it a test run. So how it works is up here on the front of the screen, you have this little screen, and to adjust your resistance, you press up and down on here. This knob right here, which is traditionally a resistance knob on all of these other bikes I have over here, this is not a resistance knob, it's just simply a stop. So if you want to adjust your resistance on this bike, you do so by using the plus and minus buttons right here. And as you can see, if you take a tablet and put the tablet up here, it covers that up. So if you want to do the Peloton digital app classes, this ProForm bike may not be your best option. However, if you want a bike that has automatic adjusting resistance and you don't want to pay a ton of money for a Peloton Bike Plus, and you also don't want to pay a $39 per month recurring membership fee for the Peloton bike, then the ProForm may be a good option for you. But we'll get into the iFit app and see how it works and how good it is. If you're enjoying this review, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. When I bought the ProForm bike at Costco, it comes with a 1-year iFit membership for free. So the good news is you don't have to pay any monthly recurring cost for your iFit membership if you buy it the way I did. The downside is if you want to use the Peloton digital app, it's going to be probably a lot more difficult because you can't just set your tablet right here and adjust your resistance. And the Peloton digital app, I don't think there's not going to be any way for you to use the automatic adjusting resistance using the Peloton digital app. Real quick before we get into the review, let me show you how this works and what it sounds like. I'm going to tap the buttons up here. So that's max resistance right there, and then I'll go ahead and crank it down. As you can see, it does make some noise. It's not obnoxious, it's just like a very subtle noise. And I will point out the resistance does adjust kind of slow. So if you want to go say from the minimum resistance of 1 all the way to max of 16, it does take a little bit of time. So right now the resistance is at 1. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 16 real quick and show you how fast it'll move. So you can see it's not like the fastest mechanism. And while I'm down here, I'll go ahead and press the brake too. So it just puts that little felt pad down there to stop the wheel. It does not adjust the resistance by turning it. Real quick, I would like to point out, this is the only bike I have that has electronics that does not plug into the wall. So this thing runs on 3 AA batteries that are not included. So if you don't have batteries and you want this thing to work on day 1, make sure you have batteries. It's going to be really interesting to see how long the batteries last because I mean it is just 3 AAA batteries. And since it does run on batteries, it does give you the convenience of not having to worry about plugging it into the wall. But on the other hand, it does seem like it would be possible for you to be abruptly interrupted in a workout if the batteries die. The paperwork says go to ifit.com/activate, so that's what I did. Have my card right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my free trial. The good news is it says credit card is optional, so you don't have to put your credit card in. There's a little drop-down box for the activation code, which you'll find on the back of this card. So the next step is you just download the app. One initial good sign here is it has 4.7 stars out of 18,000 ratings. Okay, I got the iFit app downloaded. Now I'm going to try and pair iFit equipment. Oh, yeah, right there. Connect. All right.
I want to congratulate you on your purchase.
So after you log in here, you basically just start picking some stuff for your profile. Put in your gender, your height. For me is 6'5", and I already put my birthday in. Enter your weight. And there we are. We're logged in finally. This is what the home page looks like. Pretty clean look, honestly. So I want to see how it works. I'm gonna choose a class here and check out how this auto resistance works. So I'm just gonna hop up here on the bike. I literally don't know anything about iFit, so I'm just gonna try and choose this next level bootcamp series and see how that one works out. So it looks like you start out with a warm-up and you can end your warm-up. It appears that during the warm-up there's no like instructor for this one. And you can pull up your metrics right away on the iFit app. The warm-up is about to end, so let's see what happens. Cadence is stuck at 32.
Hello and welcome. I am follow your iFit training.
Oh, now the cadence is up there.
Bootcamp series.
So once the actual course started here, you can see the cadence is up there being displayed on the screen, and also there's a leaderboard, so that's kind of neat. On the actual Peloton, you get the leaderboard, but on the Peloton digital app, for a lot of like these other bikes over here, if you use the Peloton digital app, you do not get the leaderboard. So that's kind of neat that on the iFit app, you do get the leaderboard. Additionally, the instructor is calling out resistance changes, and the resistance is automatically changing. So it started out at 1 and went to 4, and now we're just kind of cruising along at resistance level 4. And he just bumped it back down to 3. So it made me put in my metrics, like my height and my weight and my birthday, so they can get my age, and it displays an estimated calories. So right now he's telling us that we should be doing like cadence 100. It's kind of hard for me to do cadence 100 and hold the camera still, as you can see. But the resistance you can see there is set at 4. So I'm really just kind of waiting for some resistance changes from the instructor. It is really neat that they do have the leaderboard on here though. I am in 1,230th place, but still it's neat to see. And it looks like you can filter the leaderboard just like on the Peloton bike. So it looks like you can do it by friends, which I don't have any friends yet. There's also gender, age group, equipment, history. So bike or studio bike would be the equipment selection. I wonder what the history would be. Oh, just time history. It does not appear that you can change the resistance by tapping up here on the resistance portion. Oh, you can make everything go away by just using your finger there on the screen on the iPad. So that's kind of neat. If you don't want to see your stats at all, you can bring them back like that. So yeah, you can tap on these. You see the blue icon down there? So estimated calories burned, 33. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, per hour. Watts. Oh, so it's got, neat. It'll show your power in watts and average watts as well. So I'm going to leave it on watts because, I mean, that's a good metric to have. And then yeah, speed. You can do average or just speed. Time elapsed, time remaining, distance left, cadence, RPM, and average cadence. And then resistance does nothing. And then there's also this little tab here, which kind of shows, it'll show you your graph for speed and resistance, how that is playing out over time. Also, it looks like here on the leaderboard, you can do, the default looks like it's distance, but you can do effort score. So maybe like your effort score is based on your, you know, age or something, Asian, that sort of stuff. I'm not really sure. Oh, and you can filter by calories and watt hours, elevation gain, and average RPM. Then I just noticed this little plus down here. It pulls up this menu and shows you their stats and charts and leaderboard. I'm just gonna click on charts. So this will bring up just your charts for the ride. Oh, and it looks like it's got your heart rate. You can have your heart rate there too. So I'm gonna have to break out the heart rate monitor. And then also you can get that leaderboard off the screen by tapping the leaderboard button if you don't want to see that. Okay, so the dude, he changed the resistance. It went from 4 to 3 when I had the camera not recording. I really want to see if I can adjust this resistance by tapping the button there. However, this is kind of difficult for me to do with one hand holding the camera. Please don't fall, laptop or iPad. So the resistance is at 3. I'm gonna try and bump it down and press the minus button. Oh yeah, it works. So unfortunately, I mean, it looks like you can change the resistance by pressing these buttons back here, but when you have the iPad up on covering it, I mean, that makes it kind of hard to do, and I'm not seeing a way to adjust the resistance on the screen yet. Okay, I take that back. Check it out. If I press this minus, it's gonna bump my resistance down, and then all of a sudden you see this thing pop up down here that says follow trainer. So if you tap that, it brings it back to whatever the trainer had his resistance on. So I'm gonna press it, and it moved it to 3. Are there live classes on the iFit? Well, the answer to that question is yes. Apparently I just tapped this on air button down there and it brought up this class. It says it'll be live today, 2 p.m. Pacific time here in Los Angeles. It's a well-rounded workout. So apparently they do have live classes. I wonder if the automatic changing resistance works on their live rides, because it seems like, you know, if the screen's gonna be in the way, and I haven't found a way to change your resistance on the screen yet, that would kind of be a key thing to have. So to get a better feel for this automatic resistance, I changed my categories here to road and level 7, which is the highest level, and I'm going to choose this stage 8 pyramid intervals and do that ride because it'll probably give us a lot of resistance changes and cadence changes. So let's check it out. Skip the warm-up. That's nice. You can skip the warm-up. Here, this is the route we're doing, apparently. Oh wow, so there's a guy on a bike here. Puts our resistance at level 3 to start. Oh wow, look at this one. So that is how you do the resistance. You can change the resistance. Nice. Very nice. So all you gotta do is, I'm gonna press follow trainer. That'll bring it back to the trainer's resistance. This is kind of neat. So it's like I'm following this dude up this mountain. So controls. Yeah, so you can tab the controls on and off here. Nice. On my other one, the leaderboard must have been blocking it or something. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. So I just want to talk about how this bike feels. I have it on max resistance, which is 16. And honestly, the max resistance of this bike is like, it's really just not that strong. So if you're like a really powerful rider or strong or big, you know, you're probably gonna be able to like max this bike out pretty quickly. Yeah, the max resistance, you know, if you're the kind of person you like to put down a high resistance and have lower cadence, you're probably not going to be very happy with the ProForm bike. But if you're a person who likes to have high cadence and relatively low resistance, you know, you might be okay with this bike. So we've begun the hill climb, and the resistance is going up, and by we I mean these guys, because I'm not actually riding right now. I'm just trying to watch and see how it works. I just started a different workout, and I wanted to see, looking at the leaderboard, like how that affects the controls over here. So it looks like if you have the leaderboard on, the controls aren't there. And if you want to put the controls on, you tap the screen. Well, yeah, there it goes. And then you press controls and it makes the leaderboard go away. So you can just move your resistance, and it does move slowly. And if you want the leaderboard, you just have to go back and press leaderboard. But if you turn leaderboard off, it doesn't show you the controls. You have to tap controls again. So that's just kind of how it works. So I don't know what the deal was on the first class I loaded, but I didn't recall seeing the resistance. I may have just, you know, made a mistake or something, but I didn't see it. But anyway, yeah, there's a leaderboard. You just tap that for leaderboard. And then if you want to have access to change the digital resistance, tap the screen and go to controls, and then you can change your resistance. Okay, I'm gonna join a live workout. You just go down here to the on air. It's 2 o'clock, I saw this one. I'm gonna do join workout. I don't know if this is normal for live classes or not, but it's like 2:05, so 5 minutes after this class is supposed to be started. And it says that we'll be with you soon. All right, 6 minutes.
I'll be controlling that resistance. You just show up and ride.
So the class started streaming 6 minutes late. I don't know if that's normal or just kind of like a random kind of thing that happened this time. Anyway, though, I just wanted to see if the automatic adjusting resistance would be on the live classes as well as the classes that are already in the app. According to what he just said, it will be, he will be automatically adjusting the resistance. And also, we can see here that the resistance can be changed with the slider on the right side of the screen here.
We go in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So yeah, this is a live class, and the resistance just automatically went from 5 to 7. So the live classes on iFit, apparently, the automatic adjusting resistance works in the live classes, whereas on the Peloton Bike Plus, in the live classes, the auto follow feature doesn't work in the live classes. So it looks like this class in particular, it's basically just an audio instruction, which is cool. There's no music though, as you can hear. There's absolutely no music playing in this course, so if you want to listen to music,
chest down and those hips back. By bringing the torso down and by sitting the hips behind us.
if you want to play music, you would just, I guess, put on your own playlist or something and play it through your speakers. So maybe you have like a cycling playlist or something. So overall, pretty neat, you know. Overall, I'd have to say like the value you get for the ProForm Tour de France CBC bike from Costco seems pretty good, you know, like a $385 bike, and you don't have to pay like a monthly recurring membership fee for the first year for your classes. And there is live classes, which I'm gonna try one here in about 30 minutes and see how that works. But yeah, I mean, overall, you know, if you compare like $385 bike to $2,495 Peloton Bike Plus, I mean, these are kind of, you know, you bring your own tablet here, obviously, and the resistance knob, there is no resistance knob. It's all just controlled by the screen. You know, it's an interesting value proposition, you know, because not everybody wants to spend a ton of money on an indoor cycling bike. And you know, this ProForm, it's got everything you need. I'd say its biggest flaw would be the maximum resistance. The maximum resistance on this bike just really isn't enough, I don't think. You know, if you're like a real beginner rider, or you know, your power output is pretty low, you might be all right with this. If you like doing high cadence and you don't care about high max resistance, you might be okay with this bike. But if you want a bike that has a really high max resistance, you're probably not going to be happy with the ProForm Tour de France. Anyway though, this video, I just wanted to kind of get the screen hooked up, hook up the iFit, and see how all this stuff works. So if you enjoyed this video and you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you have more questions about this bike, please leave them in the comment section below, because I'm going to be coming out with another video on this bike, going into more detail on it, and also comparing it against other bikes like the Sunny bike over here, and the Echelon bike, and the Giroto X2 I'm going to be unboxing here in a little while. We got the Schwinn IC4, and you know, I'm just really going to be doing some comparisons here and doing, you know, a more thorough review, talking about the seat and the fit, the height, and all that. So thanks for watching. Please click like, subscribe, consider joining, and I'll see you in my next video. One thing about this bike that is a little bit weird is I find myself reaching down to adjust the resistance with this knob, and it just doesn't do anything. And it really feels pretty cheap, honestly.